any good stories? You've not been thrifting. You've not been sourcing as much.
I haven't been sourcing very much. Not particularly. Although, so I bought a table.
I think you were telling me about this. Like a kitchen table?
Yeah, I went and bought a kitchen table. I paid $5 for it, which was great. But I want more tables so that way I can host many garage sales throughout this season or, future seasons.
So you're buying regular tables for the purpose of having a garage sale, and you intend to keep it beyond this garage sale?
Yes, because the regular tables are cheap. I can get a regular table for $15-20 versus a nice folding table. Everybody wants $75 or $50, and I'm like, yeah, it's nice for the storage, but I'd rather have like 4 or 5 full-length tables and just say whatever, it's fine, because I have the space for it in my pole barn. And worst case scenario, at one of my garage sales, I can just sell the table again and be done with it. So I bought one, and I did not measure it and I showed up to load it up into my car and purchase it, and it was not going to fit. I had to send the person a message and be like, I'm really sorry. I'm not going to be able to take this table. It's not going to fit in my vehicle. It was only $30. It was like a patio table. And I was like, I left you $5 under the mat. I'm really sorry for the inconvenience.
Did they respond back?
They did. They were thankful that I reached out to them, and they were like, we'll hold the table for you throughout the weekend if you want, and maybe you can come and get it. And I was thinking, I'm like, I could put it in my car and put a tow strap around it and maybe get it, but it was going to be like 30-minute drive minimum, normal circumstance. I don't think I want to drive that far with a table sticking.
And you live on a dirt road.
I live on a dirt road. I don't want it sticking out of my car 2 feet. I was like, I'm really sorry. I'm just not going to be able to take the table.
I know. I know how you feel. I want a truck or a van or something. I drive a small Cruze, Chevy Cruze.
Yeah.
And it's fine. Like, it actually, long skinny things, no problem. I've literally put like crammed a Christmas tree into my car. Yes, I'm that crazy person. My husband drives a Jeep Wrangler 2-door. It's good for hauling things that are square. You got a dishwasher. He put we bought our scratch and dent washing machine at Home Depot because our old washing machine died like during the pandemic, and we were able to find a scratch and dent that we could take home that day.
Nice.
And it was it was like a ding on the side of it or something. And so it wasn't in the box, and he was able to actually get that in his car with the seat, the rear seats taken out. But if it's like too long or too it's so limited. You could stack boxes and they're okay, but both of our vehicles they're just not hauling vehicles, really. And we don't have a trailer. That's really would be the ideal. If we could get a lightweight trailer, he has a hitch on his Wrangler. Wranglers don't have a high towing capacity, but they could handle a lightweight trailer and then, a piece of furniture or boards or whatever. And so really that's best case for us with our current vehicles, but oh gosh, to have a truck or a van. We had an issue one time. It has nothing to do with our reselling, but we decided we were going to get a secondary fridge freezer. So an apartment size one. That one over there, that you guys can't see, but he can see. And I, being the idiot that I am, I did not measure anything. And so Hannah and I went to get it. So it was Hannah and I think, went to get it and could not get it in the car. We could not figure out a way to get it home. We tried and could not, and failed. Even like taking the packaging off, I don't think would have worked. And so we had to wait at Sam's Club for my dad, who does have a pickup, to show up to take it away. It's like, oh gosh, when will I learn?
Yeah, getting a vehicle, a company vehicle, would be very, very nice. But vehicles are all expensive right now.
They are.
It's kind of...
So I say, like, for us, like, a trailer is the most logical.
Mm-hmm.
I think we had to pick up siding, box of siding, and also like scaffolding from his.
Mm-hmm.
We had to pick up scaffolding from his parents' house and siding from the store, and we just got a ball hitch for the Jeep, and we rented a trailer. So if we had one, that's a couple $1,000s maybe. You can get a decent sized trailer.
Maybe,
so it's like
maybe
most
at
economical for us probably.
in
For
the-
now.
Maybe at like the end of the year, to get your business expenses up and your profit down, you could set that as like a target goal.
That'd be interesting. Because it'd be nice professionally, but personally as well. Just I don't know why I like to move things, but I seem to I end up buying large items that are just a logistical nightmare. And
well, I understand.
you can rent vehicles, but it's a whole other layer of annoying.
In extra expense.
And extra expense, yeah.
So during this whole move for the house, and doing projects at the house, I rented 2 U-Hauls and a U-Haul, just like a enclosed van.
Mm-hmm.
And every time I was spending like $100 minimum. So is it worth that extra money to go rent a vehicle to move whatever furniture you want? Maybe if you're getting it for free. But that would be a nice goal to set in the future.
I just think the logistics of having to rent too.
Mm-hmm.
So not even just the expense, but the logistics of it. So like I've talked about this before, the couch we have downstairs, super heavy. It was at an estate sale. We bought it, I think, the last day. If you know anything about estate sales, they close early. Like they're done at like 4 p.m., maybe 5 or 6 if you really find a late nighter, but usually around 4. And so we purchased it. My dad had to help lift it. My dad and my husband lifted it. Or, they used a dolly and stuff, but it was a beast. And even though it's only like a sofa, like a 2-seater sofa, it's just heavy. And we had to rent something to pick it up, and it's just like the extra pressure of like, okay, you gotta run over there and rent it, and then you gotta bring it over here, and then you gotta try to load it, then you gotta take it home, and then you gotta run. You're trying to get the rental back before you've racked up some giant bill.
Yeah.
If you have to rent, I think a van at Home Depot, it's like $20 around here plus tax.
And that's that's for
if you can
1
get
hour.
that 75 minutes. If it's just a quick pickup in town or whatever, it's not a big deal. But when you're talking about picking up things at estate sales, and I had to do the same thing. I bought a bed frame.
Mm-hmm.
We got a king size bed at an estate sale. It was a nice metal bed frame. It's the one we use. And it was the whole bed that I ended up buying there. And I had to get a van for that because my car couldn't fit a king size bed frame in it. And even broken down, it just wasn't going to fit because the headboard's so big. And same with Joe's Jeep. So I had to, and this was like 40 minutes from our house. Probably 30 to 40 minutes from our house. I had to get a Home Depot van, pick it up, drive the thing home. We had to unload it. Then I had to drive the van all the way back to the Home Depot. It's just, I don't know, nightmare.
Extra pain.
Yeah, it really is.
See, I want to eventually start reselling furniture.
Yep. It'd be nice.
Because there's nice money into it. I'd be able to either upcycle furniture or just sell it as is. But there's just so much extra logistics with that when you don't have a hauling vehicle.
Yeah.
or the space.
I think we might consider selling more furniture if we had a booth.
Mm-hmm.
But it's the same issue. Like we can do small chairs, we can do small tables, things that come apart, but I couldn't have like a big dresser or a big bureau or something.
So
how would you want to sell? Oh, sorry, what were you gonna say?
Realistically, what's your 3-month goal that you think you guys have for Killed Overstock?
What do you mean by that?
Like what's your end of summer goal? Is it like a financial goal, a situational goal? Do you have something in mind where you're like, man, my job would be of doing eBay would be so much better if I had X?
I would like to see our monthly income go up.
Yeah.
By the end of summer. I think we're at a place where it's like, if we're pretty regular, we're semi-consistent, like how much we make a month is in a similar ballpark from month to month, but I would like to see that start to
advance,
increase, because we are in year 2. I want to see that continue to go up, and so that's a big goal. I don't see us being in our own place. I do think we probably should start putting in more requests for like a booth, but every booth I've ever inquired about has a freaking long waiting list, and it's like, I don't know where I'm gonna be in 6 months, like not that it's not worth getting on the list, but it is annoying to me that there's a list for everything, which is also what made me think that it might make sense to eventually do our own, because it seems like there's a market there that's not being served, including me. And so we might do that. We talked about doing maybe one flea market this summer. I haven't registered for one, so we really need to get on that, but Hannah went through and looked up some options and things, so we may do that this summer or fall. Maybe it makes more sense to do it towards the fall. I don't know.
Either one would be
end of summer. I'm just thinking like registration cutoffs and stuff. So I need to talk to Hannah. I probably should talk to her about that tomorrow, about seeing if we can figure out to do maybe one flea market or something. But for the most part, I would be happy if our monthly cut, like our payout or whatever, is on the upward trajectory. What about you?
I know this is a little boisterous to say, but I have a financial target goal I want to hit, and I want to hit 10 grand by the end of August.
Is this 10 grand in sales?
10 grand in
cash?
Profit.
Okay.
It's sitting in my account, because I'm trying to save up a specific number, and I have a lot of items. I have a lot of inventory as it is, so I don't feel like I need to go do tons of sourcing, especially with what time I have. And so right now I'm just trying to go through everything I got and just list, get my inventory situation managed.
When do you hope to have that managed by? Because we are in garage sale season and so prime sourcing season.
By the time this episode is going to be posted, I'm hoping by the end of the month.
So about the end of May.
Yeah. End of May, my inventory will be managed, so that way I can go in there, tackle it without it being oh my gosh, what is this box? Why is there 7 books, 3 shirts, and
you had the whole move thing that comes.
Yeah, and I just kind of tuck stuff into boxes.
You're just trying to get it out of the old place.
Yeah,
makes
so
sense.
Some of it's a little disastrous. I want to be at the end of the month. I can go in. I don't have to go, what's in this? Everything's put away, and if it's not listed, it's in one section. That way I can open up one box, take it, work on it, put stuff away.
That's a good goal.
That way.
That's a manageable goal too.
Yeah, and what I've been doing for new inventory, anything I've gotten since the move, anything I've sourced, I listed on eBay before I put it away. And doing that has helped tremendously, just because
it doesn't get mixed in.
It doesn't get mixed in, and I can look at it and go, I need to take care of that. And then I take care of it with maybe not the first day I get it, but within the next couple of days. And then I move on to another portion of whatever I need to take care of. So
I would say another one of our goals, or my goal anyway, for our businesses, I would like, and I talked about this in a recent episode, I would like to see by the end of summer us in a good scheduled, consistent listing. And if we miss a day here or there, no big deal.
Yeah.
But I would like to see an overall consistent listing schedule, whether that's 1 a day or that's 2 a day, whether that's 10 a day. I would like to see just consistency, period.
Yeah.
And I think that's doable. I don't think there's any reason why we can't get ourselves together enough to be consistent with that. And I think that's a great goal. And again, I should be talking to Hannah about that probably tomorrow. Maybe we should have a conversation. I should take notes. I need to take notes after I'm done here. Things I need to talk to her about, because it's not just me involved in this too. But if we could get, especially if we could get a month ahead, I think it makes it way easier to keep it rolling.
Yeah.
So if we can get like a month ahead, and then 1 week we don't do anything, but then the next week we come in strong and can keep pushing it out, it's not going to be a big deal. But when we're coming in here like, oh, we got to get up something today, or got to get up something for tomorrow, you're always just putting out the fire, and
Yeah.
you're never really, you don't have like a grace period. So
Yeah.
like if we take a day off now and we don't have something listed for that day, we just take the ding in how the eBay sees our sale.
Over.
You know,
Yeah.
like, yeah. See, I don't know, and I don't think anyone really knows exactly, except for maybe those people at eBay, how that works or exactly how listing influences it. But definitely, you and I have talked about this before, and how you can see your things moving, new and old listings, moving when you are listing consistently.
Yeah.
And so, I do know it matters. I don't know how much it matters every day versus 3 times a week, or I don't know if it's quantity of items a month. I don't know.
I definitely don't think it's quantity, but definitely that you're putting
feeding the machine.
Even when like I've had times where I list an item and then fast forward a couple days, I'll list that same item again. Or it might even go in there and I've like added the quantity of something, and that has seemed to trigger a reaction of the system. But it could be wrong. We don't actually work for eBay, surprisingly.
No, it's just it's all anecdotal. So, but there is definitely something to feeding the machine.
Yeah.
It will no doubt will taper off if you don't feed regularly. And so I would love for us to get into that consistency over the summer. I think it'll help our business. It'll help us meet our goal of seeing that increase in profit and increase in payouts as a result. And I think that's really the only way we can do it. That's the only variable we can control is how much we're listing.
Yeah.
So that's my goals.
Cool. And then aside from our recording goals of being able to go to estate sailing and
yes, and I would like to see the same thing. You guys don't get to see the behind the scenes, right? And there have been a couple of weeks that we've missed episodes of the podcast, and I put some other video up instead that initially wasn't intended to be the release for that day, but it got released that day because we didn't have an episode recorded, and this happened when you were moving, or when you were in that process of moving, and you were just overwhelmed. And I would like to see us get on a similar schedule for this too.
Yeah.
So that we can have the podcast recorded, we can have special episodes, like things.
Additional episodes.
Yeah, additional episodes, non-podcast episodes for the channel up in a comfortable for us way.
Yeah.
Because if we
right now it has been Wednesday night.
Yeah, and I don't want to be there. I would love to see like 2 or 3 episodes ahead, all scheduled and ready to go.
Yeah.
And I think the craziness of your life is slowing down a little bit.
It has,
which is helpful. And so some of it, on my end, I'm the editor, which I need to keep learning and working on that. But some of that is me, and that I could do it quicker. Sometimes though, we were literally filming on a Tuesday for release on Thursday, and like it's late at night Tuesday when we get done, and I don't edit it till Wednesday. It's the whole thing. So I would like to see this similar process be enacted for our podcast, and I think you do too, because I think it'll be easier.
Yeah.
Because if we schedule a date and something comes up, we'll move it till the next day. It's not a big deal because we can get a roll going.
I think this ties in a little bit to what we were saying in our previous episode about just that consistency and accountability.
Yeah.
And how when you get those two out of whack,
it's way harder. And what I hate this about myself too is like, it's one of the things that annoys me about myself is that sometimes I procrastinate things, and people who know me personally know that this is a problem for me, but I'll procrastinate things, and it, almost without fail, causes me more strife than anything.
Yeah.
So if you procrastinate, it's one thing to procrastinate in a couple minutes, but if you procrastinate it enough, you end up causing yourself more stress, causing yourself more time, you're just like, and it's annoying, But what are you gonna do? None of us are perfect. We're always a work in progress. So, yeah, I think that's a goal. You guys should hold us accountable in like 6 months. Ask if we've gotten a schedule going. But anyway, I think that's a good place to close her off here. Yeah. So Thank you for joining us again for Secondhand Sellers, where we talk about all things thrift, resale, and secondhand. Please like and subscribe and comment below. We'd love to hear your comments. And happy thrifting. Good luck with your sourcing and your selling.
See ya.
Bye.